Okay. Wrong password. All right, so while we're waiting for him, we'll give him a few minutes to get on here. But while we're waiting, y'all, since most of us in here right now just ended our last day for this last 10-week session, what do y'all want to talk about? Is there any topic that you would like me to just harp on for like the next 5 to 10 minutes to kill time? Cryptography, encryption, anything you want us to draw out?
Explain the 802.x1 again, please.
Okay. Okay, that's one. Let me know if you have any more. Okay, so yeah, let's see, let me share. And while we're going over this, it sounds like 802.1x is the only thing. Let me check the chat. Let me know if y'all have any other topics. And on YouTube, if there's anything you want us to break down today while we're waiting for our guest speaker. They may or may not show up tonight. That's okay. We have a lot of things we can talk about. But 802.1x is on my list. Make sure I can draw. Yes, sir. And while we're doing this, how did you like the class, y'all? How was your 10-week process?
Your class was great, always informative. Always answered all of the questions that we've ever had. Never getting upset or flustered over anything that we've asked you for. So definitely big kudos to you, sir.
Thanks, man. Thanks a lot, Kenny. How and Paula, this was like your in Prada. This was like your first experience. How do you think the class went?
I think the class went great. I think when we first started, the one thing that caught my attention is how you love teaching. Like, I don't think I've ever been in a class with a teacher that loves teaching. So it was just really comforting that you love doing what you were doing. But overall, you get a 10 out of 10.
Oh, dang. Wow. That's what's up. Thank you.
I second that.
I was just about to say that. That's what I wrote on my review, because I really appreciate your passion behind the profession. And you just did a phenomenal job letting us know that you were there to support us. And I just appreciate all the tools that O-Line provided to us, even after the class. So thank you for your continuous hard work, even after we graduate from class.
She's giving me a heads up, y'all. She has a lot more. That's perfectly fine. Thank you. Yeah, there's a lot more resources for you all that you haven't seen yet. The new academy that we're going to transition into, we're going to have to limit those resources because it's just a lot. But there'll still be you all are going to get grandfathered in, so you're going to have an unlimited amount of time to those resources, the ones you haven't seen, which is pretty dope. The new academy style that we're going to go into, the resources will be limited to the amount of time you're in class, right? And with that being said, the security fundamentals class is going to transition into a 3-month course, right? So that people can have more time to using those resources, right? We don't want them to go through a 10-week course. They're all focused on Security Plus, because everybody isn't always focused on getting the job. Some people are just focused on Security Plus. But the people who are focused on getting a job and Security Plus, 10 weeks isn't really an adequate amount of time for them to do both, right? They need a little bit more time. So that's why we're going to switch that over to 3 months and limit the access to the community on a 3-month basis. But you all will have access to it forever. So, but once again, y'all, congratulations on getting through. I meant everything I said. I take notes on all the students, how you all are doing. Some of you, I message you privately just to harass you a little bit more. It's like, just to question you some more to make sure that you understood what you were saying. But this was a dope class, y'all. Telling you, that Google Docs thing, I didn't see that coming. That was dope. I've known about it, right? But I didn't see that coming from a student perspective. So kudos to you all. And please link up with Howell and Kenny, y'all. Please. Group studying is so much better because you all get to argue with each other about who's right. So you get to challenge each other on your perspectives. That's dope. And then somebody's going to say, hey, Toby, can you break the tie? We're saying this, they're saying that. So keep doing that, y'all. That's dope. All right, so 802.1x. This is an authentication protocol. All right, it's an authentication protocol. We use it to give people access to something, right? It could be an endpoint, a web server, some type of network server, some type of network endpoint, something on a network. So let's draw it out though. Okay, so we have Kenny over here. And he wants to log into, we'll just use a web server for simplicity. I don't want to complicate it too much. We're going to keep this really simple. He wants to log into that web server. Can you see the color? Yeah. And we have our radius server. This is an authentication server, right? And since we're dealing with 802.1x, this web server here is going to be called the authenticator. And Kenny over here, he's going to be called the supplicant. Oh, my video just cut off. That's fine. I have my clothes on. Okay. All right. So with 802.1x, we have to remember these key terms here: the supplicant, the authenticator, and the authentication server. The supplicant, this is the person who's trying to log in or authenticate into something. The authenticator, this is what you are trying to authenticate into. The authentication server, they're giving you the yay or the nay, whether your authentication was successful or not successful. All right, so how does this work? When Kenny wants to log into this web server, he can try to, right? He's going to pass some credentials. We'll keep the credentials really simple, username and password. He's going to pass over a username and password to the web server. Question for you all. Is the web server going to authenticate Kenny based off of his credentials?
Yes, as long as he has an account on there.
Is the web server going to do it?
No, the radius server.
So what does the web server do with the credentials?
passes it over.
Right. So the web server is going to take these credentials and pass it over to the authentication server, which is Radius, right? That's a AAA server. Authentication, authorization, accounting. So they're going to pass it over there. And then, yes, Kenny, once we get to the Radius server, the Radius server is either going to approve or deny these credentials. They have to match what Radius has, what the authentication server has. So if it matches, you get the green light, and Radius gives the web server that green light, the assertion that you do have valid credentials. Now the web server will open a port for Kenny to access whatever resources he needs to access on that web server. Right, that's the 802. That is the 802.1x process. It's a port-based authentication service. Right, in order for you to use this web server here, right, you have to successfully authenticate. After you successfully authenticate, we will open up a port for you to access the web server or whatever the authenticator is in that process. It could be a router, it could be a VPN, it could be anything that you're trying to authenticate into.
Right. Thank you.
Yep. Yep. Any other questions, y'all? I like questions. If I can answer it, I will. If I can't, I'll tell you that too, and we will have to postpone it until I find the answer. It's not good to pretend to know everything, y'all. Trust me. It's called imposter syndrome. Don't set yourselves up. That's why I tell you to take it easy on yourself. There's a lot of what we don't know in this field than what we will ever know.
Can you do AH again?
AH, authentication header.
Okay.
That one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. I'll just make sure. It's a lot of acronyms.
You ain't never lying.
So authentication header. Do we know what? I'll give you a alley-oop. Do we know what VPN this belongs to?
Say that again.
Sorry. Do we know which VPN service authentication header belongs to?
I can't recall right now.
Do you mean like IPSec or?
Yes.
Okay.
I probably worded the question weird. But IP authentication header does belong to IPSec. All right, we learned about two types of VPNs, TLS VPNs and IPSec VPNs. Now with IPSec VPNs, they have these two protocols that you can use. Okay. You have authentication header and you have the encapsulation security payload. Okay, that's always a tongue twister for me. The authentication header and the encapsulation security payload. All right. There's a difference between the two. Oh, our guest speaker has arrived. There's a difference between the two. ESP and AH, there's a difference. Authentication header, well, authentication header, this provides, hey, what's up, Amar? Give us a few seconds. This provides authentication for our frames or our packets that are going back and forth with the VPN. And integrity. ESP, on the other hand, provides authentication, integrity, and encryption. IKE, this is the Internet Key Exchange. Internet Key Exchange. This is how we set up that tunnel that we want to encrypt our traffic inside of, right? We have to first exchange keys. We have to do some mutual authentication. And then we have to agree, are we going to use ESP or are we going to use AH? Right? Before we can fully create that entire encrypted tunnel, if it's encrypted, we have to agree on which protocol we're going to use. Are we going to use AH or are we going to use ESP? Right? Both sides, the receiving or party A and party B, that are trying to implement this VPN tunnel, they both have to have one or the other. All right, so we both have to have ESP if we want to have an IPSec VPN encrypted with ESP. We both have to have authentication header if we both want to use a VPN with authentication header. Make sense, Kenny?
Yeah, got it now.
Okay, and you can use both of them together if you want to. Okay, you can use both of them together, or you can use one or the other. All right. Let me know if you have any more questions. What I would like to do is give the floor to Amar. He's one of our recent students that just got Security Plus certified, a Security Plus 601, just like the rest of you. And I'll let him speak more about it. He didn't have any experience, right? He's coming from a background that does not include cybersecurity, at least I believe so, or information security. So Amar, I'll give you the floor. Once again, congratulations, man. I was super proud when I got that message. You did it. You're the final run. His entire class got certified, which is crazy. So all you, Amar.
All right, how y'all doing, everybody? Yeah, just in general, just like Toby said, honestly, I literally just passed the exam on the 31st. So today's September 2nd. So literally had to serve for 48 hours. Honestly, if I honestly give y'all the full rundown, the truth of the matter is August 6th, I called Toby. I'm like, bro, I just lost my job. I'm about to schedule the exam. At this point, I don't have nothing left. Like passing this exam was the only option. And he really just told me some real words like, yo, in the heat of confrontation, human beings either they cower or run, or they gonna fight back. And literally that's just what it was. So honestly, the only thing I can tell y'all is when he tells y'all about practice every day, that's literally what I did. For the last 3 weeks, I literally just practice every day. My line brother, who was part of my class, one of Toby's bros, I've been hitting them every day. Just how do we do this? I had questions, they had answers, and they gave me the best advice they could. But honestly, the best advice I can give is the same one he probably tells y'all every day at class, which is literally study, practice, and practice, because getting the cert is just literally the first step. You still got to continue practicing. Like literally no sooner than I got the cert, I've already signed up for trying to learn Splunk next at the recommendation of Toby as well. So like literally all of this is nonstop, and I'm gonna keep going in the hopes is that, you know, by the time I do get that first interview, I already got more and more knowledge and more hands-on experience. The labs is good referral point, especially because a lot of when you take the test, you're gonna get those questions you're gonna get a few of them. And that's honestly what helped. Like just a lot of repeat, repractice, refresh, and keep doing it all over again. Honestly, there is. Like literally, I'm coming from a health field. I literally just graduated from Salisbury this past May with a degree, something completely not a part of, you know, cybersecurity. I probably only have probably one computer science course on my transcript, and that's the best that I got outside of what I knew before coming in. But even then, compared to what I learned in the class and what's on that exam, I know nothing. If I really compare the two. So honestly, the test and honestly, the test really isn't hard. It's really a reflection of everything y'all talking about now. So the best recommendation, like the fundamentals, Toby is going to preach the fundamentals. Understanding those basic things of what AAA is, what is CIA, understanding, just like what you guys are talking about, what is ESP, what is learning all those things, associating all the tools you use with what they all work with and work for will literally be your best chance in this. And yeah, man, just in general, why I did this, the money. If nothing else, the bag. We're gonna keep it a buck. You don't have to. You can. How far you go in this field is always based on how much work you put in. Honestly, you got people out here who in tech Twitter who will tell you that you can pass the exam in 10 days, and you can. It's not the best idea, but you can. But you won't learn nothing. So it's important that while you guys are in here now, y'all internalizing everything, y'all learning, because eventually a lot of the stuff you start learning in here, you're going to apply in your real life. Like you're going to start picking up these articles when you hear about another company is getting hacked and they're dropping $5 million for the ransomware key. Like these are the things you start paying attention to, and you really start noticing like, oh, how cybersecurity really affects your life in your everyday sentence. Like you guys won't even look at your email the same. If you got Yahoo, just don't. Go ahead, scrap that. Your mama got that, scrap that whole thing. We're not using those no more. That you might as well hand out your information to somebody who you don't know. But yeah, man, honestly, Toby, thank you for like everything. Like honestly, I've known Toby for almost going on 7 years now. So I can honestly tell you, I've literally, everything you guys are doing now, everything we've all done up to this point, I watched him build this from the ground up. I watched him build this when he was applying for school for a degree that had nothing to do with what he was studying. I watched him build this up when he was just talking, when it was nothing more than a couple ideas and gathering the people necessary to build the first logo of O-Line. So believe it, when he tells you the things you need to do, you can believe it, because quite literally he's doing it in front of you. Nothing about what he has told you about how to do this and what you're going to do here is an overnight sensation. He has never promised that. And that's the one thing I can appreciate. Everything what you're going to do after this class is based on you. Whether you pass is on how much you study. Whether or not you apply yourself and go and keep learning and keep going and forward and keep building up, that it's all based on how much work you put into it. So that's honestly my testimonial for all you guys.
Man, I appreciate that, Amara. Those are some heavy words for the class. If you have any questions, please ask them. One thing that I do want to mention is y'all, I'm just piggybacking off what Amara said. If you want more than a Security Plus certification, this class is for you. Okay, if you're trying to get hands-on experience, practitioner experience, a level of understanding that can make you an asset in the real world, this class is for you. There is no overnight promises. There are no secrets. This is O-Line Security. Okay, we're transparent and we're honest with the services that we're handing out there. No one is taking the exam for you. No one is going to line your resume and put things on there that you have no idea what you're doing or you haven't done before. None of the fabrication. Nobody's doing the work for you. Nobody. I'm not doing the work for you. Right? We have a lot of resources that we put in work to provide you, but our employees are not becoming the lead at different command centers after being there for only 2 months just because. Right? One of the guys he was training with literally became the lead of the command center within 2 months, right? Literally. He wasn't there for that long. It's because of the level of training he's gone through. Right? And Amara, just like the rest of y'all, he put in the work. He put in the work. He told you about the situation. His back was up against the wall. He could have caved in, You can, it's an option, or you can fight back. And you all are already familiar with how things go with Toby. I'm going to tell you what it is, how it is, what your options are. You pick. You pick your options. Study, 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 or not study, study, study. You all have been doing the former. You all have been studying. Amar's been studying. That's why he's Security Plus certified. He's working on the next step. Okay, the Splunk courses that we talked about, incident response courses. I'm telling you, y'all, you can't lose doing this the O-line way. There is no opportunities for failure. You just can't lose. Okay. Amar, thank you, man. I really appreciate your kind words. YouTube, if you're just joining in, please make sure you go back to listen to what Amar said. Somebody said, Jake said that our labs helped him pass his exam on his first try. Yes. Good job, Jake. Congratulations, man. Drinks on you this weekend. Drinks on Jake, y'all. Drinks on Jake. All right. Congratulations, man. Y'all, we have everything you need to win. Use it. Win. Please use it. Use everything. Don't feel bad for asking questions. I think that's one of the hardest things to get over is that, oh, I'm asking this question. I'm asking this question. I should know this. I should know that. Who cares, bro? Nobody cares. If you don't know, then ask the question. If you're afraid of asking questions now, it's going to hinder you in the future. Not just with security, with everything, because there's a lot more of what we don't know than what we do know out there. So you have to learn how to ask the right question. You may ask me a question and I ask you a question back because you didn't ask me the right question. I'm asking you the question back to steer you into the right question. Okay, we got to get better at asking the right questions. We got to keep studying. We got to keep studying. We got to keep studying. Any questions for Mario? He just took the exam, y'all. He literally just took it.
Congratulations, Amar.
Congrats.
Yes, congratulations.
I appreciate y'all. Thank you. Thank you. Honestly, yeah, just keep going the way y'all are. I know, however, Toby is teaching y'all is, like I said, the O-line way is the right way. You really can't go wrong with it. I'm available. I'm in the Discord. If you guys have any questions, once again, I just got certified, so I can at least answer any questions that you guys may be stuck on or something that don't make sense, or just asking about how the process went. But honestly, you study. You really can't go wrong, and that's really it in a nutshell. Like, if you want to be good at 60%, you can do 60%. But if you want to go 100%, you gotta put in 100% work. Like I said, none of it came easy, and like I said, I walked in here knowing the basics of, how to reset my router. That's what I came in with, and now I understand more than what just the password on the back of your Wi-Fi and all that. So you're gonna learn. You guys will learn a lot more, and you'll teach yourself a lot more. That's really what it's about. And let Toby teach you. Take the words he say, not as when you feel like he's trying to advise you on something. Is the words he's giving you is to help you, not to make you feel anything lower. Because at the end of the point, you already paid for it. You pay for the services. You pay for everything that comes with it. And I feel like compared to a lot of these other boot camps that want 15, 20K, I think you're gonna get it. But you gotta invest yourself, and I don't just mean financially. I mean, you gotta invest the time and all of it. Like I said, me and Bobby studied for 3 weeks straight. And in the time that we were studying, like he said, he signed a contract for that lead position. And I can tell you that he worked hard for that, because I was taking Bobby the first time he got that job. I would take him out. I would take him out to where his job was at. And for those times, he was literally just talking about those shifts and everything he learned and picked up off it. And now this time he's coming back as a lead after 2 months. So
I don't know how impressive that is. I'm trying to tell you.
that's a big fact. He didn't call them. They called him.
Yeah,
They called
didn't
him
call
and
him.
they offered him the lead. And right now he's in the middle of literally signing his documents. So
Yeah,
I mean,
that's impressive, bro. That is impressive.
that's big facts. Like,
We got to do an O-line student another quarter or something now. Yeah, you know what? Boom. We're gonna do an O-line student of the month thing.
there's
That's
literally
crazy.
there's students here. There's everybody eating that, and
Right
you
there.
know,
O-line student of the month.
there you go. Yeah. So honestly,
Hey,
I believe in y'all. And
you
y'all got
have
this.
access to Amara. I didn't mean to cut you off, man.
Nah, you good.
Okay. Yeah, my bad. You look, that's another beautiful thing about this Discord community. You have access to people, right? You have access to people who just got certified, access to people who just got into the field. You have access to a lead. You have access to a lead in the Discord. So I would hit them up. You know, you got access to recruiters on the Discord. Well, he's not a recruiter anymore, but he would more than likely be able to share his recruiting experiences with you. You have access to SOC analysts, forensic analysts, information security managers, all people who did this the O-line security way right there at your door. You don't know how difficult it is to get a hold of somebody in these positions, right? They're busy and they usually want to get paid for consulting. All right. So, hey, y'all, don't want to hold y'all up too much. Class, I hate the last day of class. I had so much fun with y'all. Please don't stop coming to Cyber Thursdays. Please don't stop asking me questions. Please, please, please don't. And most importantly, please do not stop studying. Do not. Keep learning. Amara said it best. You want to make more money in this field, you need to learn more. Right? And if you chase that learning, if you find something that you really love in this field, and you chase that and try to get better at that, the money's going to come with it. Trust me. But after you get certified, focus on harnessing your skills, right? Don't jump to, oh, let me go get this cert, this cert, this cert, this cert. Sit down, sit your butt down. Focus on those skills. Develop some incident response skills. Go ahead and sign up for that incident response course. Develop those skill sets, right? Everything's not about the next certificate. Your employers will tell you which certificate they need you to get. And that's how you'll start getting more certs and more certs. Let them tell you what to take. You focus on your passion, you get better at that. You develop your skill set so you can become more marketable. You can become an asset, okay? Amar's doing it. It's the security fundamentals class and then the incident response fundamentals class. You cannot go wrong with those. Security fundamentals gives you the language of security, gives you the hands-on experience and practitioner experience you need to identify security gaps. The incident response course gives you that Splunk experience that most recruiters are looking for, right? It gives you that hands-on incident response experience using Splunk, trying to handle an investigation, trying to corroborate your findings with other evidence outside of Splunk, teaching you what the heck Splunk is and how the data gets in there, right? Go in that step, go in that process. Trust the process, trust the steps, and you will not lose, okay? I don't think anybody else has any questions. Congratulations, Amara. Congratulations, Jake. You both too are now Security Plus certified. I'm happy for y'all. It's hey, what do you want to do next? That's the next question, right? It's up to you now. Keep moving, stay where you are, or do something else. But I already know what your plans are, Amara. Jake, I'm wishing the best for you too. If you have any questions, feel free to drop it on Cyber Thursday. Everybody else, good night. I will see you next Thursday, y'all. I will see you next Thursday.
All right, good night.
All right, class.